Mary Catherine Ham, Brian Wilson, Brian Neiman, today's newsmakers, and you, the Morning Majority. 105.9 FM, AM 630, WMAL.
7:07 on the Morning Majority. It's Brian Wilson, Brian Neiman, Mary Catherine Ham, and I'm here to tell you I have renewed faith in America. You can fight City Hall and you can win. Well, at least you can fight the Planning and Zoning Commission in Fairfax County and come out with a pretty good outcome. Well, I want to talk to you about the story of Mark Grapin. You know, he's the guy who, as a military vet, he's going over to serve in Iraq, and he tells his kids, I'm going to build you a treehouse when I come back. And he comes back, and he checks in with the building permit people, and Fairfax County, they say, man, knock yourself out. Build yourself a treehouse. So he and his two boys, they start work on a 58-square masterpiece treehouse. I mean, this is a thing of beauty. Somebody in the neighborhood, narked, went to the planning and zoning people, said that's not allowed under the zoning laws. As it turns out, he has a corner lot. And in Fairfax County, they consider both sides of a corner lot to be the front of your house, and this is technically in that area. And they said, you got to tear it down. Big brouhaha ensued. Mark Grapin took his case to the people, went back and asked for a variance. He now joins us on the line to talk about the outcome. Hi, Mark, how are you?
Great, thanks.
All right, so a pretty good day for you yesterday. You pleased?
Absolutely. There's work ahead, but we walked away far more hugs than tears, as contrasting to the last meeting.
So work ahead, what does that mean?
Well, good news. You always try to make the process better for the guy behind you. And in this case, we simply tripped over some places where there's some gaps. If you got 2 hours of absolutely nothing better to do and you want to watch a tape of the hearing, one of the things that one of the board members suggested was, we really have absolutely no guidance in the ordinance for tree houses and how they are distinguishable and different from just a child's playhouse. You want a child's playhouse, you go to Home Depot, you buy one of those tool sheds, and you just put it anywhere on a lot.
Really?
But a tree house kind of locks you to a tree, and so what do we do in that situation? And so there's a gap there. And, of course, the second thing is, now, what's the mechanism by which you attach conditions? Well, again, the ordinance that the county's marching to, this board, they really don't have that guidance there. So these two opportunities lie in front of us, and if nothing else, we're able to make the process better for the next people behind us.
All right, but here's the deal. You get to keep the treehouse for 5 years.
Yes.
Well, now, but after 5 years, do you have to tear it down?
Well, there's a couple schools of thought here. We haven't asked the question out loud, and I listened to the station on the way in this morning. I'm an unabashed fan.
Well, thank you.
What great coverage! And I want to talk about media and the influence of the media in just a moment. But in 5 years, it may just fall off everybody's radar. I don't know. The original complainant may say, "Oh no, I've got that on my calendar."
Lord help us.
Yeah. Now, having said that, there's a couple schools of thought. One is, I'll just go back and I'll say, listen, the treehouse is in good repair. My boys may have outgrown it, but there may be a grandchild in the picture, and so I would like to keep it, and so I request an extension. Now, that process is not, nobody said that out loud. That's just an assumption on my part. The second school of thought is, maybe I don't want the treehouse with 14 and 16-year-old boys. What would they be doing in the tree? So
that's a very good point.
But, when we're going to cross that bridge when we come to it, in the meantime, if you put yourself on the other side of the dais with the board members, how long do you need the treehouse, and what's reasonable? Since a treehouse isn't built to a code, to a building code, you have no idea whether you're looking at a pile of crap that's put up in the tree and stapled together and is going to fall down in the first good wind, or whether you're looking at something more substantial. So they picked a line on the calendar that matches when Sean, my youngest, will turn 14 and may have outgrown it. Let's revisit this in 5 years. In the meantime, in 5 years, that's it. And unless I apply for something, they'll issue me another notice of violation.
How much did this cost you to get this outcome?
Well, aside from, we're only talking about cash, right?
Yeah.
And tears and heartache.
Aside from your full-time job working on it, right?
Oh, good Lord. It just about became that much. But enormously supportive community. I work for some great people in my job, and all very supportive here. My email box is just chock full with people that, hey, great job. But cash outlay, you're looking at about $1,400 for the lumber of the treehouse itself, about $1,800-ish. But I really would be remiss if I did not say this clearly could not be done if Reed Smith had not come to the table in pro bono representation, and Gray Haynes and Mark Schaefer found the legal mechanism for this to happen. I am just not that Google smart to make this happen.
What about the role the media played in this? You said you had something to say about that.
Let us never underestimate this. And you know, the board will be the first group of people, the first body to tell you we don't succumb to public pressure.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's put the human side back into this and look behind the face mask, if you will. As a human being, you can't help but be influenced by that much attention. Now, would this have happened without the media attention? I really, really doubt it. I'd just be one more stooge out there with a couple of kids taking a hammer and taking it apart. And so without the media's attention, I don't want to say the media's influence upon the board, but without the media bringing attention to this, my neighbors never would have learned about this to put the shrubbery in. That was another couple of grand of free stuff that benefited us at the generosity of that is directly attributable to the media. But the message I have for Cameron Dunbar Yamaguchi, the sergeant on the West Coast in Oregon that started this petition drive through Change.org, the message I have for the people in Change.org is you're not going to win every battle, but never underestimate the influence that you have as an individual and that the media can bring to bear. And it is powerful influence.
Did your kids go into the treehouse yesterday?
Oh, yes. And it was very celebratory.
Sparkling apple juice.
Yeah, I find out now I got the whole arsenic problem. But
oh, no.
But you know, I have a picture of Sean hugging the tree before, but now he has a particular. It's a love. They adore that they get to keep this. And Eric, I think, was steeling himself. My 11-year-old, I think he was steeling himself to
a bad outcome here.
Yeah. And he kind of was resisting falling in love with it and wanting, you know, by God, Sean never lost faith. But Eric was being more pragmatic. And it could have happened that way had council not done the stellar job they did.
Well, congratulations. Yeah. This is a great outcome for you, and we're very pleased.
I'm excited. And again, you guys, if there's a couple of radio stations that just went above and beyond, but you guys in particular gave it a face, gave it personality, allowed the community to hear what was going on, and got behind it. And I am so, so grateful.
That's what we do.
Well, Wilson wants to come over and sleep over in the treehouse.
I think that look, I might want to rent that out. In 5 years, when the kids are done with it, let's talk, okay?
Why wait 5 years?
All right, Mark, congratulations. Thanks very much.